Hi, everyone. I'm Hillary, and I'm a physical therapist at Empower Physical Therapy. And today I have Caroline and Angie here just to tell us a little bit about their story and Caroline's story with getting back to everything she loves to do. She had some hip pain, and we're just going to let her tell us a little bit about that. So, Caroline, tell us how you hurt your hip and what you were feeling.
Well, my leg had been sore from like sports and everything. And one day I was just in PE running and I felt like a sharp pain and I kind of felt like a snap. And after that, I couldn't walk for the rest of that day by myself. And my leg was hurting really bad. And
Yeah. So after that, what happened after that? Did it feel like it was getting better, or were there certain things you tried to help it?
Well, my friend has a dad that he
is an orthopedic surgeon, and he just encouraged us to just kind of rest and see what happened for a couple weeks.
Right.
And over that couple weeks, she could walk, but she really couldn't do any of the activities that she loved. She couldn't play soccer or do tumbling or, any of her normal activities, and it wasn't getting better really.
Okay. Yeah. So Caroline loves to play soccer and was also doing tumbling and gymnastics, right? Yeah. So those were things that she was unable to do, and even had to sit out of PE, right? You were sitting out of PE because running hurt. And if I remember correctly, I think even sitting in school for long periods of time kind of hurt her hip. So from there, how did you find us, and kind of like, what was your first experience coming in?
I'll say how we found you, and then Caroline can talk about our experience, which was great. But I had a friend who lives by your offices who had gone to your office before, and she suggested you and became highly recommended. So we made an appointment and came in and had an awesome experience from the start. What would you say, Caroline?
Everyone there was really nice and helpful. And every week I came there, I felt getting better each week.
Yeah.
And now I can do all my normal things.
Yeah. Now she's back to, you're playing your indoor soccer, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. I'm so happy to hear that. Yeah. So when Caroline came in, really what we looked at was first starting at like how her hip was moving. And it was amazing to see like her left side was moving really, really well. But her right hip, which was the one that was in pain, was really kind of locked up, and we couldn't get it to move up off the table into that extended position. Do you remember how that felt, Caroline? Yeah, there was a big difference there side to side. So, and that is something that we see typically with what we call like a hip derangement. Sometimes our hip can, there is one direction that it kind of gets stuck in, and then it can't go the other direction. And that can cause a lot of pain. And then also that component of like the muscle not being able to fire and activate. So that in that case, it was her hamstring and her glute. So looking from the first day to even like a couple of visits, a couple of weeks later, her glute was able to activate and fire better because we got it moving into that extended position. So Caroline, tell everyone a little bit about how the exercises were, and did you feel like they were like easy to do? You knew what you're supposed to do?
They were, as I started, they were pretty hard to do. And then throughout the week, when I was about to come back, they felt easier to do after doing them a lot.
Good.
And then when I came back, there would be new ones, and those would start off to be really hard. And that's, I think, how I got mainly better.
Right. So really what we do is we want to make sure that what we give our Caroline, our patients, is the exercises that she needs to be doing that are just the right amount of challenging. And then as she continues to get better, we want to make sure she's progressing. So coming in that next session and then getting new things to help challenge Or if, we're not ready for that, we don't. So we're always testing and retesting, kind of looking at like, oh, what can you do this visit that you weren't able to last time? Or, oh, we need to kind of work on this a little bit more. So after your treatments at our office, did you feel pretty good leaving and feel like you could do more each week?
Yes, definitely.
Great. That's awesome. So overall, how did you feel like your experience was with like the education that we provided and the treatment, and also just like the overall experience?
Totally positive, right? I mean, yeah,
Good,
we were
good.
just, I'm sorry to pipe in, but yeah, we just had the best experience. I just felt, I mean, you're talking about the issue with her hip, and we didn't even realize it was a hip issue until it was kind of fascinating to see on our very first visit, us to come in and describe what had been happening. And you were able to just see and understand what was going on with her body so quickly. And it was just so incredibly helpful to have you talk us through, help us to understand and to know how to work on things. And it was just a really, really positive experience. Yeah.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy you guys came in. Because yeah, it can be frustrating. You don't know what's going on. And sometimes even when you do go to a doctor or, maybe you go to another place, they don't have the time to really look at everything. And then I want to make sure you have that education of like, okay, this is what's going on. So you understand what you need to be doing and why. So if you had to tell somebody who was on the fence, to come into our office and they were kind of wondering, oh, I don't know if I should come in, what would you tell them?
I would tell them that they should definitely come here because it's like at this place, I got better so quickly with it, like felt like I was making so much progress every single week. And there wasn't like 1 week where I felt like I didn't get any better. And it's just everyone was so great there.
Yeah.
Well, we're so happy to hear that. I know you did so well with your plan too. You were a very good patient, doing all the things you needed to do too. So and then Angie, is there anything else you'd like to say?
I mean, just my wholehearted recommendation, just the best experience. I'll say it's not even a convenient location for us, and it was worth it. We just decided that it was, absolutely worth the drive for us to continue coming back. And if we have needs again, knock on wood, if we have needs again, we'll definitely come back to your office. You were the best.
Yay. Well, thanks so much for talking with me today and sharing your story with other people that can really help. So awesome.